Welcome to Bosch. Here we'll demonstrate how important ESP can be in critical driving situations. ESP stands for Electronic Stability Program. This crash avoidance technology intervenes instantly should the vehicle go into a skid or no longer respond to the driver's steering intention and brings it safely back on track. Let's take a look at the safety benefits of ESP in practice. First, a simulation setup featuring a vehicle without ESP. The truck parked at the side of the road is blocking the view of the approaching vehicle. Only by swerving quickly can a collision be avoided. But due to this abrupt steering maneuver, the vehicle starts to skid. Let's take a look at the same situation from different angles. Now let's look at the simulation, but this time we'll use a vehicle with ESP. ESP reacts instantly and prevents the vehicle from skidding. Let's take a look at the demonstration of ESP on a test track. Here's an XUV 500 without ESP attempting to avoid a suddenly appearing obstacle, a common occurrence on Indian roads. For safety purposes, outriggers have been used. Now let's look at the same maneuver, but this time with ESP. ESP prevents skidding. ESP saves lives. Global studies have proven that ESP prevents skidding accidents by up to 80%. In fact, ESP is the best active safety system a vehicle can have. How does ESP work? ESP, the Electronic Stability Program, counteracts skidding at an early stage. It does so by activating the brakes and, if necessary, by engine interventions. ESP comprises the following components: a speed sensor on each wheel, a yaw rate sensor which measures the vehicle's rotation around its vertical axis, a steering angle sensor which registers the driver's steering intention, sensor signals which enable the control unit to compute when and how it should intervene, and a hydraulic unit which builds up and reduces braking pressure on the brakes. Let's look at a simulation setup on the test track with a vehicle with ESP. What happens during the steering maneuver? The driver has to suddenly swerve to the right, but the vehicle does not respond to the driver's steering intention. The vehicle understeers, heading straight towards the obstacle. ESP briefly brakes the right rear wheel very sharply. This produces the desired countering force so that the vehicle responds as the driver intended. What happens during countersteering? When the driver turns the steering wheel to keep the vehicle in the right lane, after avoiding the obstacle, the vehicle tends to oversteer, the rear end swerving to the right. The torque to the left is too high. In this case, ESP brakes the right front wheel. The torque is reduced. Instead of going into a skid, the vehicle stays on course, thanks to ESP. ESP enables various value-added functions. Traction control system. Slopes or inclines invariably present drivers with difficult challenges. Here, the driver has to stop on a slope. The left-hand wheels are on a wet and slippery surface. When trying to start moving without TCS, the wheels on the slippery surface simply spin. The vehicle slips and is uncontrollable. TCS, which is now on, prevents the wheels from spinning by reducing the drive torque at each driven wheel. The car moves off safely and stays on track. Hill hold control. The ESP value-added function hill hold control supports the driver during hill starts. While pulling away on slopes, the driver has to operate the brakes, accelerator and clutch pedals very fast to prevent the vehicle from rolling backwards. The hill hold control function detects hill start situations. After the driver releases the brake pedal, the hill hold control function holds the vehicle for about 2 seconds, allowing the driver to simply step on the accelerator pedal and drive off. No handbrake, no stress and no rolling back. Hill descent control. Driving downhill can be challenging and even dangerous. The hill descent control feature allows smooth and controlled hill descent without any intervention from the driver. Normally, on a downward slope, the driver has to switch between the brake and clutch pedals very often. This could be stressful. With HDC on, the driver can concentrate on only maneuvering the vehicle. If the vehicle accelerates, ESP will automatically apply the brakes to slow down the vehicle, resulting in a smooth, controlled and stress-free descent. ESP prevents skidding. ESP saves lives. Bosch, invented for life.